Uh, let me just close of this. So wherever you are, I want to welcome you for this evening's training. It's always a pleasure for us to spend this time with you, sharing some business and product information. I know there are people joining us from various parts of Africa, Southern, Eastern, Western. You are all very welcome, as well as those who are joining us from the diaspora. It is another evening in which we are going to share some product information. And as you might have seen in your invitation today, I want to speak about a very important aspect, ingredient for good health, and that is rest and sleep. Maybe often we don't think about this as an important aspect of our health, but I think each and every one of us will agree that when we are deprived of sleep or we have not rested for a while, we start noticing the reduction in our sense of well-being. And so for that reason, every now and then we include this particular topic in our product information because it is an important aspect of a healthy lifestyle that we should have some knowledge about and we should take on board as part of our own lifestyle. I know that these days we tend to be very, a little bit proud of how little sleep we can do with that. We can do with, but the truth of the matter is we will pay for it in other ways if we don't give ourselves the amount of sleep we require. So if you are new to our training program, I want to welcome you and to ask you to stay with us and have an open mind for learning. And if you have questions, as I always say, I would not be able to answer the questions during the session itself, but you're welcome to send the questions to me by WhatsApp if they're urgent. Or on occasion, I usually will have a Q&A where I tackle as many of the questions as we can fit into a Thursday evening session. So moving on from that, I just wanted to introduce our today's topic by saying that rest and sleep are related, but they are not the same. And a healthy lifestyle requires both. And so just to start with rest does not necessarily mean doing nothing. It does mean, however, breaking from our ordinary activities in order to refresh ourselves, to regain our physical energy as well as mental vigor. And rest should include activities that require either less or different energy or mental input from our daily work. So when we are taking a rest, it is an important thing to look for something different. So the input of our minds or the input of our physical energy should be of a different nature from what we usually put into our daily work. In that way, we are now addressing a different set of challenges, and that way giving our usual areas of challenge a bit of a rest in order to recuperate and refresh. So for that reason, rest can be passive if you have a very active lifestyle, or it can be active if you have a very sedentary lifestyle. And I will go into that a little bit more, but just to give us an example, for example, if you're someone who works mainly with mental problems that you have to solve a lot of problems of a mental nature, then you may find something like resting while taking up a craft might be quite relaxing, or walking, listening to music, and so on. On the other hand, if you're someone whose profession requires a lot of physical activity, you may find that taking it easy, maybe listening to music, maybe reading, might be more rejuvenating than taking on a lot of activity. So then to turn my attention to sleep, on the other hand, sleep is we can define sleep as a mind-body state in which the senses are detached from the environment. So the thing about sleep is that it allows both the body and the mind to take a break from constant data collection and processing. If you think about it, when we are awake, we are always collecting information around us, even without thinking about it. So we might be hearing sounds coming from somewhere. We might be thinking about certain things. we might be sensing the temperature, and so on. So our bodies and our minds are always collecting and processing data from the environment. But during sleep, we detach from this, and this is quite important. Of course, sleep is not only a necessary part of a healthy lifestyle, it is also one of the best and healthiest performance enhancing activities there is. So you know that for people who are maybe in active sports and so on, maybe they are professional sports people, they're always looking for ways to increase their performance. People in business as well, such as ourselves, we are always looking for ways to improve our performance, to do better, to address the situations in front of us more effectively. And sleep actually improves our performance a lot. And as I said, when we are not getting enough rest and sleep, we'll be the first to know, because we'll feel the effects of it. So for that reason, it's good to understand that we need a minimum of 7 hours and around 9 hours max of sleep each night. So between 7 and 9 hours. By the time we are having 6 hours or less, we'll already be beginning to have signs of sleep deprivation. And we are going to speak a little bit further on about some of the things we'll notice when we are deprived of adequate sleep. But for now, I want to turn my attention to what is called sleep hygiene. We all usually speak about hygiene in other aspects, but sleep too has its own hygiene, which we can look at in order to see how to improve the quality of our sleep. The first, of course, is to do with the way we have evolved, and that is darkness. Darkness is very important for sleep, and it is a good practice to switch off screen devices at least 2 hours before bedtime. So especially if we struggle to sleep, this is one of the things that could be the culprit that is interfering with our sleep. So what we might do is switch off the screen, and maybe as we move towards bedtime, to rather read or listen to something. Rather than reading on the screen, we can either read a book or we can listen to something like an audiobook or some audio thing. And that way we prepare ourselves for that darkness that is important for good quality sleep. The second one, of course, is another one we know quite well. Silence is important, but sometimes also this matter of silence, some people require more silence to go to sleep than others. So this can be subjective, but definitely for our sleep quality to be good, we need to have a good degree of silence. If it is not possible to ensure silence during the night when we are sleeping, there are certain apps which have been put out there that provide what is called white noise. So this is a neutral kind of sound that goes on. It is monotonous, so that it helps us to neutralize any noise that is in our environment. So we can use this. They're usually available on phones and so on, or even as you can buy a small gimmick that actually produces the white noise. And this is even very useful for children who tend to be sensitive to noise during sleep. It helps them, if they are able to have this white noise, to keep from getting startled and being awakened from sleep. Of course, also another thing you can use if you find it comfortable is earplugs. Okay, so those are some of the ways to bring silence if it is difficult for us to find silence in our environment. And then the third one is to avoid drinking stimulant drinks late in the day, so things like coffee and so on, where this also is more problematic for some people than others. But in general, if you're struggling with the quality of sleep, then this is another place where we can try to take stimulants in the earlier part of the day than in the later part of the day, because the effects of the stimulant can continue even up to and past the time we are going to bed. Another problematic thing is alcohol, because although alcohol is initially relaxing, but it impairs the quality of our sleep. And although sometimes when you see someone passed out from drinking too much, it looks as if they are sleeping. The problem is that the quality of sleep is very poor. because the processing of the alcohol prevents them from getting into the deep sleep that is restorative. So although there will be a sleep, it will not be a restorative type of sleep because it will not be deep enough. And I will just now be talking about the different levels or stages of sleep. So we'll mention this once again. So then another part of sleep hygiene is to follow our what is called circadian rhythm. So circadian rhythm is the way our systems have evolved to be able to stay awake during daylight hours and sleep during the nighttime. That is the way we actually are supposed to be, and that is how our whole system is arranged to operate. Of course, as a result of electric lights and modern living, we can impair this circadian rhythm a lot. And it could be the reason why sleep problems are becoming more and more common, and why you might find that people in the city tend to have worse sleeping problems than people in the rural areas, where often it is easier to maintain this circadian rhythm more effectively. Also, sleeping at odd times, like let us say taking naps at odd times or oversleeping in the morning, will interfere with our circadian rhythm and thereby also interfere with the quality of our sleep. So a good thing is, of course, if we, for some reason we have been deprived of sleep, a nap can be quite useful. But as a matter of habit, we should try to train ourselves to be awake during the daylight hours and to sleep during the nighttime hours. This especially can be a challenge with young people who want to go out and to maybe stay up late because it seems to be more fun and so on. But it does tend to lead to sleep deprivation, which also will lead to a reduction in performance. Then let us look at a little bit at the nature of sleep. So a good sleep cycle, that is a good quality sleep, as I've been mentioning, good quality sleep. When we are speaking about good quality sleep, it has got, some people speak about 5 levels, some people speak about 4 levels or stages. So the first level or stage is the light sleep. So this is a brief stage in the sleep cycle at the beginning that occurs as a person is falling asleep. During the light sleep, our heart rate starts to drop, our breathing slows down, and our muscles begin to relax. So this is the initial stage of sleep. Then from there, we go to the deep sleep, where the heartbeat continues to slow down, the body temperature drops, and the eyes stop moving in the socket. So the eyeballs remain still inside the sockets. Then after the deep sleep, we go on into what is called delta sleep or slow wave sleep. So this is the deepest sleep, and it is hard to wake up from that sleep. So if sometimes you see that you're trying to wake someone up and they are not waking up, this could be that they're in the delta sleep. During this is a very crucial stage of sleep because 3 crucial things happen during the delta sleep. The first one is that the body repairs damaged tissues. Then the other is the immune system is rejuvenated. And the third thing is that the brain is cleaned or detoxed. So those 3 things happen during deep sleep. And that is, that is why just previously to this, I mentioned that alcohol impairs the quality of sleep because it does not allow the brain to descend into the delta sleep. Instead, the brain cycles between the light sleep and the first level of deep sleep, which is not deep enough. So in order for our body to effectively do those 3 important functions, we need to get sleep that includes the delta sleep. And then the fourth and last stage that I'll mention here, sometimes if you're reading for yourself, you may find that the levels are arranged differently. So, but what I'm saying is more or less informative enough. And if you want further information, of course, you can read further into this. Then, so the fourth stage at any rate is REM sleep or REM sleep, which stands for rapid eye movement sleep. So during this REM sleep, dreams will occur. So this is the time that we'll normally dream. The eyes will be moving rapidly inside the eye sockets or the eyelids. So if you're looking at someone who is in REM sleep, the eyes will actually be moving behind the eyelids. Although the eyes will be closed, you will see that the eyes are moving. This you can observe in small children when they are sleeping, for instance. Then during REM sleep, the limbs are temporarily paralyzed, so the body is not able to move. And body temperature and brain activities start to pick up. Because remember, in the previous level, we had said that the body temperature drops. But as one gets into this last part of the sleep cycle, the body temperature starts to pick up and the brain activity starts picking up. And after this part of the cycle, we start again from level 1. So each of these stages take place over and over during the night. So each 4-stage cycle takes between 90 to about 100 or 110 minutes. So every cycle, and in a given night, a complete night of 7 to 9 hours, we can have 4 to 6 cycles taking place. So we don't have one continuous cycle, but ideally what we have is that with each cycle, as the night progresses, the deep sleep gets deeper and the REM sleep gets also deeper. So the general sleep gets deeper, but we keep on going through those 4 cycles. And ideally, we should not wake up in between one cycle and another. But that can also happen. You may notice that you tend to wake up at a certain time. It could be that that is when one cycle ends and another cycle begins. And we should try to stay quietly until the next, so that we can fall into the next sleep cycle. Okay, then some of the negative effects of sleep deprivation. I will go this quickly. You will have reduced ability to concentrate or focus attention. This can be similar to symptoms of attention deficit and hyperactivity disorder. So a child, for instance, or a young person might be diagnosed with ADHD, whereas it could actually be sleep deprivation because they are not observing good sleeping hours and good sleep hygiene. Then the other one is that 20 hours of continuous wakefulness impairs our mental clarity to the same degree as being slightly drunk. So the effect of 20 hours without sleep, continuously without sleep, is the same as having had a bit too much to drink. That is quite serious, especially if you're going to be working with machines or doing things that require good mental attention. Sleep deprivation can also cause what is called microsleep, that you fall into short moments of sleep, momentary sleep, and this can be dangerous again if you're driving or you are handling machinery, especially dangerous machinery that can cause injury. So it should be a matter of awareness, and as we are moving towards the Easter holidays, maybe this is something to keep in mind. And then again, it is the sleep deprivation can also affect moods negatively. And you notice again in young children that when they don't sleep well, they can get quite cranky. But it's not only young children whose moods are adversely affected by inadequate sleep or sleep deprivation. Habitual sleep deprivation, that is habitually not getting enough sleep, it has been linked to certain problems, for example, weight gain or problems with maintaining a healthy weight. And this is because this habitual sleep deprivation leads to the production of a stress hormone called cortisol. And what cortisol does is that it slows our metabolism so that we don't burn fat and energy as efficiently as we should. And also, it can heighten our appetite for high calorie and healthy foods like sugary foods or starchy foods. And this, of course, will be converted into fat or can cause us to struggle with our normalizing our weight or keeping a healthy weight. Many body systems also will deteriorate as a result of habitual sleep deprivation. And this includes things like our immune system, because you may have noticed that, for example, if you have not been getting good sleep for a while, like let's say if there is a funeral in your family and you're spending many hours awake, then you might notice that afterwards you might get flu or you might get colds because your immune system is not actually coping very well with the lack of sleep. So turning our attention now to the benefits of good sleep, these are a number of them, I'll mention a few. Good sleep gives the brain an opportunity to eliminate toxins, as I mentioned. And these toxins are, some of them are linked to mental decline. So it is very important that our brain gets this opportunity to detox. Good sleep also allows the mind to go over recent memories and information. And it also, during good sleep, we sort out information and store new information. And that is why sometimes when we have a problem that we are struggling with, we say we sleep on it. It's because literally while we are sleeping, our brain will continue sorting out things. And we might find, not always, but we might find in the morning that we are actually better able to readdress the problem which we had struggled with previously when we were tired. Of course, good sleep also leads to greater productivity, creativity, and energy. And we also find that we will maintain, it's easier to maintain a good mood or return to a good mood if we're in a bad one. And it helps, we find we are more able to cope with the issues that go on as compared to when we are sleep deprived. Adequate rest and sleep helps in improving skin quality. Some of the skin eruptions that we have might be linked to poor sleep quality. And of course, as I mentioned before, a strong immune system is supported by good sleep because it is during deep sleep that our immune system is rejuvenated and strengthened. Then now let us turn our attention to our Neolife products that support good rest and health and good rest and sleep. And the first one I want to mention is magnesium, which also we find in CalMag. And these help to improve the quality of deep sleep, the deep sleep stage of the sleep cycle. And this is because these minerals help to calm down the brain and relax the body. So remember we say that the brain needs to relax. I mean, the brain needs to be calm and the muscles need to relax so that we are able to descend from light sleep into the deeper sleep cycle. So CalMag and magnesium help with that. They also prevent us from waking up after each sleep cycle before we go into the next one. It helps not only to get into sleep, but also to stay in the sleep. Because some people fall asleep easily, but they struggle to stay asleep. They keep on waking up. So CalMag or magnesium will help with that. Then next we have Aloe Vera Plus, which helps with the relaxation, but also with soothing the digestive system, because we find that the digestive system, if maybe you have a stomach upset or something is happening with our digestion, like maybe indigestion or something like that, or our gut is inflamed, we may struggle with sleep because the pain or the discomfort can cause us to keep on waking up as we try to stay asleep. So Aloe Vera Plus will help with that. Then in some markets, we have the supplement called Herbal Rest and Relax, which is a herbal preparation that has herbs that reduce moderate anxiety, not severe anxiety, but low levels of anxiety can be helped by Herbal Rest and Relax. It also assists in general relaxation so that we can maintain good sleep. Then another one is NutriShake or Neolife Shake. I think most markets now have Neolife Shake. These amino acids help in making the brain chemicals that help us in regulating our sleep-waking cycle. That is a cycle between being asleep and being awake. They are also important in the repairing of tissues during that time of sleep when we repair the worn-out tissues of our body. So Neolife Shake is going to play an important role, both in the repairing of damaged tissue as well as in maintaining our circadian rhythm. Trianen is the other one here that is going to help in the renewal of tissues and the repairing of our cells, or making our cells able to eliminate toxins more efficiently, because as you'll remember, Trianen improves the quality of our cell membranes, and the cell membrane is very, very important because it is through it that we receive new nutrients and that we eliminate the byproducts of cellular activity. So those are the supplements that we would recommend in helping with the resting and sleeping. And as I've said, This is a very crucial part of our general health. And as I always say, in our new life business, the window to your business is yourself, your face, the way you are groomed, the way we present ourselves is very important for our business, because that is often the first exposure that a person has to our business. And therefore, making sure that we are disciplined in getting good sleep and good rest is part of being professional in our business. Because if we are maybe in a bad mood, or we are tired and sluggish, we don't present our best self when we do our presentations or when we are doing our one-on-ones. So it is a matter of discipline to protect your sleeping and resting time, and not to see it as time wasted, but to see it as an investment in yourself as a distributor, as a parent, as a spouse, and so on. So just to finish here, as I see the time is up, the lifestyle habit of including physical activity also promotes good sleep, especially if we have a sedentary lifestyle. We may find that having been physically inactive the whole day might not allow us to have good quality sleep. So we can try to include a brisk walk here and there, or some kind of exercise if we find that our sleep quality is suffering. So I want to now hand you over to Pascal, but not before I've wished you a good month end. We are now winding up the month of March. I know that there has been a lot of things happening in our West African brothers and sisters. Some have been having elections. There have been all kinds of political things happening in East Africa, in Southern Africa. But nonetheless, our business is a portable business, and wherever we go, we should be able to do some kind of a business. And whatever is happening around us, of course, it's important what is going on around us, but more especially to always keep in mind that what we have to offer is of great benefit to people that we meet in one way or another, and therefore we should always try to see how we can meet the needs of the people we come across. And in doing so, we are going to not only build our business, but help in making our continent and our world a healthier, happier place. And in many cases, we'll also help people in reaching their financial freedom goals. So here is Pascal now standing by to take you through the business section of our session tonight. But I want to thank you very much for spending this time with us, and to wish you all the best.
Thank you very much, Betty. On sleep and rest, the one thing I can tell you that I've been saying this until I've experienced it myself, the new smoking is sitting. That I can tell you for a fact. So in this session, I want to share with you a few things about building your business. And the first one is prospecting and inviting. This is the gateway to building a large business. If you learn how to invite and you learn how to prospect, you're going to expose your business to many more people, and that's where your business growth occurs. So if you'll allow me, I want to share the screen with you. Okay, so what is prospecting? What do we do in our business? What we do in our business, we are looking for people who are looking to build a business. Some may not realize they're looking for a business, but it's up to you to share the business idea with them. You're actually looking for people who want to use the product and promote the products. Sometimes they may not realize they're actually promoters of the products. So we are looking for people who are looking. The next idea I'd like to share with you is that your goal is not to convince anybody to join the business. Your goal is to educate and give understanding. Education and understanding is actually the goal of our prospecting and inviting. Why is that important? It's important because many people misunderstand what our business is. Many people don't understand the power of our business. because maybe they meet you, they only see you, you're excited about the business. Then they go to a meeting where there are 20 people, then their perspective increases a bit. Then they go for a convention and their whole world changes because they see a bigger picture of the business. So I want to suggest to you that your goal in prospecting and inviting should be education and understanding, to make sure you educate your prospect so that they understand what they're looking at. So that is the first step. The other thing to do is learn to ask the right questions. Now, before you meet somebody whom you, sorry, excuse me, before you meet somebody whom you want to share the business with, of course, the first thing you need to do is you need to have a prospect list. Excuse me. You need to have a list of people that you want to share the business with. I suggest that you need at least 100 names and keep adding new names to that list. Sometimes it's easy for us to say, but 100 names is really, really many people. I don't have 100 names. I'm almost certain that everybody who is attending this presentation has a cell phone. If you go to your cell phone, scroll to this section written contacts. Just count the number of people on your contact list. Those are the people you need to invite or talk to about the business. Are they all going to join? No. In fact, most of them will not even join the business. But the group of people I want to suggest to you that are going actually to really create a dynamic drive to your business is what I would call the chicken list. What is a chicken list? The chicken list are the people on your list whom you're afraid of talking to. Those are the people. I recall that when we started, the first 10 people we spoke to, there were people we knew and who are already quite successful in what they were doing. 5 of them joined, and out of those 5, we built 5 director legs. So think about your chicken list and take your chicken list seriously. Even if you're afraid of talking to them, talk to them. I mean, they won't bite your head off. They may say that they're not interested, but at least you know that they have said their interest. The other thing that I find that is funny about our business is sometimes you have a list of people, then you begin a conversation in your mind of what the people are going to say. Be very careful about that trap, because you start a conversation, you're just telling yourself what the people are going to say or what you think they're going to say about your business. What they're going to say is none of your business. Your business is to educate them about our business and our product so that you can invite them to see the business. So have a list of people, go to your contact list, write a list, right? I would suggest start with at least 20 people on your chicken list that you're afraid of approaching. Approach each of them one by one. Then ask the qualifying question. The right question is, are you open to look at a way to generate additional income? If you want to send them a message, maybe your message would read something like, so-and-so, are you open to look at a way to generate a great amount of income using social media? Maybe it's not for you, but I thought I would ask. When you phrase it that way, 2 things you're doing. Number 1, you're asking them if they're open to look at the business. Number 2, it's a life-changing business. Number 3, they're open to say no. When you phrase it that way, you're giving the person to say no without them feeling pressured to say no. Also, on your part, hearing no will not be as challenging as you normally hear it. So send a message, invite them. The most important thing is to ask the right question. When you ask the right question, the people are likely to come and look at your business. Are you open to look at a way to generate additional income? Or are you open to look at a way to be a promoter of a business or to become an entrepreneur? Question like that. When they say yes, then you need to take these 4 things into account. Number 1, detach yourself emotionally from the outcome. Why is that important? Because sometimes you speak to one person and maybe you thought that you're going to join and they don't join, and you keep hammering at them. Remember, detach yourself emotionally from the outcome. Whether they say yes or no, that should not be your problem. Your problem is to ask the question to invite them. Secondly, be yourself. Don't act different from. If you give them a call, let them be able to recognize who you are so that they don't mistake who you are. Be yourself. The third thing is be enthusiastic. There is nothing that will open people's mind that an enthusiastic person who is talking, inviting them to look at a business. Enthusiasm goes a long way to get people to look at the business seriously. In fact, the word enthusiasm comes from the word entheo, which means the God within. If you're excited or enthusiastic about something, people are likely to ask themselves, why is Pascal so enthusiastic about this thing he's telling me? There must be something in it. And the last thing, be bold and confident. That means a strong posture. Posture simply means you ask people the question, and the attitude you pass along to them is, I don't care whether you join my business or not. That is the message you should send your prospects. You don't use the exact words, but your confident approach or your confident manner of speaking will be the one that will help them to make a decision. Yes, I want to have a look at the business. Then the inviting formula. What is the inviting formula? The inviting formula is 1, to prepare your mind to ask the question. 2 is to give your prospect the attitude that your time is very valuable, that you need to use your time very well. Okay? So what is the inviting formula? Number 1, be in a hurry. When you contact a prospect and you have all the 100 hours, they don't take it seriously. Okay? So be in a hurry. Next thing, compliment the prospect. Look for something genuine that you know about them that you can compliment. Be careful not to, what is the term? Be careful not to express sentiments which are not true. Okay? Genuinely compliment a prospect. That is something you know about them that you want to compliment. Make the invite. Say, look, I've started a business. Or let me say you're inviting somebody for a business presentation. Well, let's say it's a Zoom presentation or it's a person-to-person meeting. And you invite them. So and so, I have a very short time today. And since I met you, I've liked the way you conduct your business. I'd like to invite you for a business session. A friend of mine is doing a presentation on how to create additional wealth. And the meeting was on Monday at 5:30 at this venue. Would that be a suitable time for you? They may say yes or no. If they say no, ask them, when is a suitable time for you? You have this other date on Wednesday at 2 or whatever time it is. The idea is to ask them questions so that they can make a commitment. Because when you invite them and ask them, would Monday 5 o'clock be a suitable time for you? You get them thinking. They will say yes or no. If they say yes, Monday is a good time, then confirm the meeting. Then, okay, Monday at 5:30, I'm going to be there personally. When you come to the venue, I'll be sitting maybe on the right-hand side of the entrance. Give me a call, or you will find me, I'm putting on a white shirt or a t-shirt, whatever it is. Once you've done that, then you ask them to confirm the meeting in using their own words, and then you schedule the next call. That is how the inviting formula is. It's important to practice how to do it until it becomes natural to you. Okay? So that is about how to invite people for a meeting. 2 things that are very, very important about our business. Number 1, have a prospecting list, the list of people that you want to introduce to the business. Start with your chicken list. That is 10 or 20 people that whom you respect and you're afraid or reluctant to call. Those are the people who are likely to change the direction of your business. Something else I want to mention about the name list, 3 rules. Number 1, do not prejudge. Number 2, write their names down. Number 3, take their names off the list. That simply means call them. Don't have a list and it's the same name you've been looking at for 2-3 weeks and you're reluctant to call them. Call them, that's why they're on your list. And then the 4 key things about the inviting process: detach yourself emotionally from the outcome, be yourself, be enthusiastic, be bold and confident. That simply means have a strong posture. A strong posture comes from being confident about what you are doing. Don't be apologetic about our business. Sometimes, because people are negative against our industry, that's really their problem. Betty and I know this business to be a very professional business. The products are very exciting. They are top quality everywhere in the world. I mean, some of the testimonies we're getting from our customers all over the world, in Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, South Africa, Nigeria, USA, everybody who've used our products have got very good results from what they experience. Okay, so be proud about our product. Then the inviting formula: be in a hurry, compliment the prospect, make the invite, get the commitment, confirm the meeting, then schedule the next call. That is how you do the inviting, so that you have people who you're going to look at your business. Your business grows only when you expose it to new faces. If you don't expose it to new faces, your business won't grow. It's just as simple as that. The next thing I would like to share with you is a very critical aspect of our business is belief. What really makes the difference between success and failure in our business is your level of belief, which is different from faith. Faith is evidence of the things you don't see, but belief is demonstrated by the action you take. Okay? When you have faith, the only way you can prove you have faith is through your belief and the action you take. And I sketched something else I'd like to share with you about belief. How do you believe the right belief to become successful in our business? The first step of building the belief is having a desire. What is that? A desire is a will in your heart to achieve a vision or a dream. That is what desire is directing your will towards something which you don't have that you want. Okay? When you have something, there's no need for desire. You always desire something that you don't have. So the first step of building your belief is to have a desire. How do you create desire in your heart? Have a vision, have a dream, create a vision board. That is very important because a vision board is what gives you a pictorial form of what you actually want to achieve. Okay? The next thing is you need to turn that dream or vision into goals. That means you need to have action plans of things you want to achieve by specific dates. That's what a goal is. And a goal leads you to create action plans. For example, I was speaking to a dear friend of mine today, and she's very excited about the business because the business has really changed her family's health. It's really changed her husband's health, and she's very, very excited. She was telling me that her husband has been reluctant to take the products, but after he started taking the products and felt better, he's become mbwakali about his products. Those who don't know Kiswahili, mbwakali means a fierce dog. All right? So action plan leads you to plan what you want to achieve by specific dates. Let me say you want to be, if you're a manager now or a senior manager, you want to be a director, emerald director or sapphire director by November, December. What does that mean? You need at least 4 to 5 serious people in your team. That is what it simply means. How do you get those 4 to 6 serious people? If you become serious, you attract serious people. That's called the law of attraction. Serious people attract serious people. Lazy people attract lazy people. Complaining people attract complaining people. That is the law of nature. So if you want to attract the right people in your business, be serious. Create action plans for your business growth. Develop skills. For example, develop your prospecting and inviting skills. Develop sharing your story. Develop presenting the business. Improve your knowledge about the products. Improve your knowledge about the marketing plan. Improve your knowledge about the policies and procedures. Learn about the business. And then you go to your daily issues. If the goals you have is not fixed by daily activity, it will not become true. Daily spaced repetition. The key to changing your life, the key to changing everything you do, the key to making sure you actually achieve your dream is spaced repetition. That means you simply do the same thing over and over and over again until it becomes an automatic process. Visualize what you want on a daily basis. And when you visualize, engage all your 5 senses. Why do you need to engage your 5 senses? Because then it percolates into your subconscious more effectively. Okay? Then do your self-talk. You see, the average person has got 60 to 70,000 thoughts every day. If you're not talking to your spouse, your children, your colleagues, your customers, all that other time you're talking to yourself, whether you like it or not. The question is, what are you talking to yourself about? Words have got extreme power. I was reading an article 2 or 3 days ago that a scientist took two jars of water. Okay, he took 2 jars of water, and then he put a bit of soil and put plants. One he labeled happy, the other one he labeled sad. And every morning, the jar that he labeled sad, he spoke very harsh words against it. The one he labeled happy, he praised, he sang for the flower. After 1 month, the plant which was labeled unhappy or sad actually withered, physically withered. That's the power of our word. We have to be very careful about the words we use. Most importantly, the words we use for ourselves. So if you're not talking to somebody, if you're not talking to your spouse, your children, your parents, whoever it is, what are you saying to yourself? I would suggest to you in the next 1 or 2 days, the first thing you need to do is to be aware of the words that you use. How do you do this? When you're not speaking to anybody, speak the words of the things that you want to achieve in personal, first person, present tense. For example, if you're a manager, say, I am a director. You need to repeat that every time, and you will notice that your programming will resist the new words you're speaking to yourself. If that is happening, know that you're on the right path, because your old programming will try to override the new programming that you're doing. Okay, so be very careful about the words you use to yourself every single day. And then the last thing about spaced repetition is your daily method of operations. What are the things you do every day to grow your business? Speaking to your prospects, speaking to your customers, speaking to your team members, reading good books, visualizing, doing your self-talk, getting engaged in income-producing activities. Do a small audit in the next 1 or 2 days. Every hour, write down what have I done in that 1 hour. You'll have a very good idea on how you're spending your time. And when you do that, your level of belief actually begins to grow. Going back to how to build the belief. Number one, you need to have a desire. A desire comes from having a vision or a dream. Then that dream, when it becomes specific with goals, it becomes a goal. I mean, it's got specific with time frames, it becomes a goal. Prepare an action plan to achieve those things. Develop the skills, practice presenting, practice inviting, practice doing product demonstration, increase your knowledge about the products and the business. And then daily spaced repetition, doing things over and over again until they become second to nature. Visualize what you want, not what you're going through. In fact, somebody described worry. Worry is creating mental pictures of the things that you do not want. That's why you get stressed. Change it. Visualize the things that you want. Do your self-talk and do your daily method of operation. If you do a daily method of operation and you have specific things that you do every day, your business will grow, because our business follows a very simple law of numbers. If you speak to 10, 20 people, 1 or 2 will join your business. If you speak to 100 people, 5 to 6 people will join your business. You only need 3 to 4 serious people to get to multi-member. If you do that, nothing will stop you from becoming successful. So, ladies and gentlemen, Betty and I really appreciate you spending this evening with us. We wish you the very best. The month of March is still 1 week left to do all the work you've been doing. And I think if you think about the funnel principles, the people you're going to sponsor the most will be the next 1 week, because you've been building up since the beginning of the month, and the people are going to make decisions the next 1 week to join your business. I wish you the best. Thank you very much. Good night and God bless. Alan, thank you for hosting our meeting.
Thank you, Pascal. Have a blessed night.
Good night.